This is why they idealize you, why they mirror your every move, why they seem obsessed with you in the beginning. The narcissist doesn't see you as a separate person, they see you as an extension of themselves. That's what gives the control. And when they lost that control, their world starts to crumble. It's why they feel entitled to you, why they get jealous, why they try to break you down when you stop playing their game. Because when you don't do what they want, you threaten their illusion, you threaten their supply, you threaten their false self. And that's when the mask drops. Here's 5 evidences of how we know narcissists don't see you as a separate person, but as an extension of themselves. 1. They idealize you, but only as a reflection of them. In the early stages, the narcissist seems captivated by you. They praise you, flatter you, even put you on a pedestal. But what they're really doing is projecting their ideal self onto you. They're not connecting with your authentic personality. They're attaching to an image they've created. Clinicians like Otto Kuhnberg describe this as projective idealization. It's a defense mechanism. They assign you traits they admire, but those traits are usually things they see in themselves or things they want to steal from you. So you're not being loved. You're being used as a mirror. Two, they can't connect with your feelings, only theirs. Empathy is what allows us to recognize and respond to other people's emotional reality, but narcissists don't have access to that. The DSM-5 highlights this lack of empathy as a diagnostic trait of narcissistic personality disorder. It's not just that they don't care. They literally can't see you as someone with a separate, valid inner world. If your emotions don't serve their narrative, they ignore them or punish you for expressing them. This is why conversations always shift back to them, why your pain is met with annoyance, and why your needs are seen as demands or attacks. To relate to you at all, they have to force you into their emotional wavelength, otherwise you're invisible to them. 3. They must control you to relate to you. Healthy relationships are built on mutuality. Narcissistic relationships are built on control. Dr. Ramani Duvasula explains this well. Narcissists don't relate, they regulate. They regulate others to manage their own fragile sense of self. They need you to say the right things, feel the right things, act the right way, not for your benefit, but to keep their internal world stable. Manipulation isn't a side effect of narcissism. It's the only way they know how to interact. Love bombing, guilt tripping, rage, silent treatment. These are all tools used to shape you into something that feels safe to them, not someone to connect with. Someone to possess. 4. There are no boundaries, just enmeshment. In a healthy dynamic, you and the other person remain distinct individuals. You're connected, but separate. With narcissists, there are no boundaries. Psychologist Eleanor Greenberg calls this enmeshment. a state where your identity is swallowed by theirs. You're expected to agree with them, share their opinions, want what they want. Anything else is seen as disloyal or offensive. If you have different needs, they might accuse you of being selfish. If you assert yourself, they call you difficult or ungrateful. Because to the narcissist, you don't have a separate self. You're just a limb, something that should move when they say move. Five, they turn on you when you break the illusion. Eventually, the illusion breaks. You show individuality, you set a boundary, you say no, and that's when everything changes. They rage, they withdraw, they devalue you, not because you did something wrong, but because you stopped being an extension of them. Dr. James Masterson observed that narcissists operate in extremes. You're either idealized or devalued. There is no middle ground, no grey area. Because if you're not supporting the false self, you become a threat to it. And the narcissist only knows two options: control or destroy. At the end of the day, narcissists are blind. They can't see you, and the truth is, they don't want to. They're obsessed with their false self, that perfect image they built to survive. And you're either a positive reflection or a negative one. That's all they know. That's all they can know. It all goes back to childhood, where they were taught that love had to be earned, that they had to perform, to lie, to hide, just to feel safe. So now every thought, every behaviour, every manipulation is about one thing: moulding you into a tool that validates the illusion. You're not allowed to be real. You're not allowed to exist outside of them. Because if you do, they lose control, and that control is the only thing holding their fragile self together. Your individuality is a threat to their illusion. That's why they fight so hard to erase it. But here's the truth they can't face: we are not like them. We don't manipulate. We don't gaslight. We don't lie, cheat, provoke, or rage bait to control people. Narcissists are cowards, delusional. They can't stand reality, so they try to reshape everyone around them to fit their fantasy. We were targeted not because we're weak, but because we're strong, because we had compassion, because we gave them a chance, because we tolerated more than we should have and blamed ourselves instead of blaming them. We had empathy, patience, kindness and hope. Those are not flaws. Those are the proof that we are nothing like them, and we never will be. So if this message resonated with you, leave a like to let others know they're not alone. Comment below, share your story, or just say, "I see it now." Subscribe for more content like this, and if you need one-on-one support, check the description for coaching sessions. Donations are always appreciated. They help me keep this work going and reach more survivors. You are not the narcissist. You never were. And now you never have to doubt that again.